So if medicines are so important, so good, why there is a drive to remove it from Earth? This means now they have realized that in short term it may seem to be giving some benefit to the humans, but in long run it is killing the humans. Trying to cure the humans with medicine, but the humanity is suffering. Right? That is what is understood now. For a short term you may get some relief, but at the cost of making the whole generation sick and getting killed or suffering most of the time. Now here you see, ulcer may lead to cancer, that is one thing, right? But H. pylori bacteria, if it is very, very less, then directly it may cause cancer. If it is very, very high, it will cause ulcer. Ulcer will cause cancer. But if it is very, very less, directly it will cause cancer, stomach cancer, right? So in addition to this, if H. pylori bacteria is very, very less, negligible, then in addition to that, it will cause these illness. So you see, in 1994, WHO has announced a war against H. pylori bacteria, and WHO has announced H. pylori bacteria is carcinogen. Right? This means it is having a cancerous property, so wherever you find this bacteria, just keep on killing it randomly. Right? And then what happened? When they started killing the bacteria, right? Like what happens? Vaccination drive, randomly try to vaccinate all the children. Each of the child is getting 25 vaccination these days. Similarly, there was a drive, 1994, in several developed countries, where they tried to kill all H. pylori bacteria because it is being announced as a cancer causing. Now those children in developed country, they are in the body are deficient with those bacteria, and now the kind of illness they are suffering, as I just shown you, these are the kind of illness. Less that, this becomes more. That is less, this becomes more. Right? So these are the illness of the developed country. Small children of developed country, these are the illness. Poor country, these are not the illness, because they don't have the money to buy antibiotic and distribute to their citizen. So they are protected. Still they are protected. Their body, their children's body, they have this bacteria in large quantity, right, in optimum quantity. So they are not facing this illness as of now. I'll give you one example, how the microbe and the disease connection exist. How a microbe can be responsible for your well-being, or how the microbe can make you sick. One example, like let's talk of a hormone, estrogen, a female hormone, mostly a female hormone. Body is producing, ovary is producing, it goes to the liver. And in the liver is, you know, chemical factory. It does some processing based on its own intelligence. It binds, it combines this hormone with sugar. So from the factory, when the chemical factory, when the product is coming out, it comes out estrogen plus sugar, coated with sugar, right? Now, this travels in the intestine. This travels in the intestine. When it travels in the intestine, intestine is full of bacteria, friendly bacteria. And bacteria's food to live is that sugar. So bacteria, what it does, while the estrogen is carrying sugar, bacteria takes away the sugar from the estrogen and eat it to feed itself. So the estrogen is left alone. If it is left alone, it will do only one thing, it will enter the blood. Now it will be circulating in the blood, right? So, and it will contribute, it will do its function for which it is made. That is how. Thank you. But if your body is full of resistant bacteria, then how it happens? Estrogen will come to the liver, liver will do its own duty, chemical factory, the finished good is estrogen plus sugar. Now they are flowing in the stomach, but in the stomach, instead of friendly bacteria, what is there? And the resistant bacteria behavior is not the same as friendly bacteria. They eat different kind of food. They are not interested in that sugar. So this means the resistant bacteria will not be able to take out or eat the sugar. This means they will not be able to break the bonding. If estrogen and sugar is Bonding is not broken. It cannot enter the blood. It has to excrete. Right? Thank you, friends. And if it excretes, the level of estrogen in the blood will decrease. Lesser is the level of estrogen in the blood, more is abnormal bleeding, irregular periods, PCOD, all kind of female hormonal disease. Thank you, friends. Thank you. So this is the contribution of modern medicine to us in last 50 years. So here you have to understand, although if you look carefully, these diseases mostly look to be a lifestyle-oriented disease, or somebody will say this is a genetic-oriented disease, but the truth, if you see step by step, it is more to do with micro in the body. The resistant bacteria or the friendly bacteria. Ultimately, they are our second brain. So the same classical case with diabetes. What is diabetes? It is known to be a lifestyle disease. Diabetes simply means, which I tell in my many of the lecture, diabetes means high sugar in the blood. So the rule is, if you can bring down your sugar to a normal level, what is normal level? Again, there is a question mark, but whatever is your normal level, then diabetes is gone. That is what is our understanding. What is diabetes? It means high sugar in the body, high sugar in the blood, diabetes. You do something with your body, blood sugar comes normal, no diabetes. That is the present understanding. That is what we have understood till now with our own experience of being a diabetes patient, with the experience of the people around us. Diabetes means high sugar in the body. Okay, that is the present thing. Now, you see, modern medicine could understand diabetes means high sugar and we have to bring down the sugar. And if you could bring down the sugar, like H. pylori example, that high H. pylori causes cancer, we have to bring down H. pylori, that's all. So similarly, body is not that simple, but that connection is made. H. pylori more, bring it down, cancer or ulcer will be low. Similarly, the understanding is high sugar, bring it down, that's all. So in last 50 years, you have seen all around that people, they brought down the sugar. The sugar came down, but what happened? Complication went up, right? People, sugar is normal range, but they are more sick. Whether we call of ACCORD trial, advanced trial, VADD trial, Veteran Affairs Diabetes trial, UKPDS trial, all the trials, they point out only one thing: medicine can bring down the sugar, blood sugar, at the cost of making you more sick. Very clearly, right? So high sugar is bad, but trying to bring down with medicine is worse. So you have a choice between bad and worse, right? If somebody asks me whether high sugar is good, I know bad, you should bring down it. But if you try to bring down with medicine, it is even worse. So the choice between bad and worse, which one you will choose? Let it be bad. So any day, it is always better to have a high blood sugar rather than trying to reduce it with medication. That is the current understanding or with the basis of these trials. Let me tell you one important thing. You may be thinking, all these trials were there, even then why even today? Today, if you from this hall, you go to any hospital, any doctor, the moment they see the high blood sugar, what they will do? They will give medicine. So why they are not following these trials? Why they are not following? These trials, most of the trial happened before 2008. After 2008, only one trial happened, that is 2012 VADT trial. Rest of the trial happened before 2008. This means these information were available to us for more than a decade now. Right? In last 10 years also, we were knowing through this result that medicine can bring down the blood sugar at the cost of making you even more sick. But they were not implemented in the real world. Because implementing them in the real world means you have to call your patient and ask the patient that in last 20 years, the medication which I asked you to take, from today you must stop it. And the patient will lose faith on the doctor, right? So this means the whole industry will collapse, right? So that this is the problem, dilemma situation for the medical fraternity, what to do. So finally, with all this dilemma in 2018, as Yogesh ji has told yesterday, in 2018, ACP guideline came, and if you see the first guideline of the ACP, the 4 guidelines, first guideline was avoid giving medication, because by giving medication only you're reducing sugar, blood sugar, at the cost of making the people more sick. First guideline, first sentence only, right? Very clear statement, no confusion, right? So, and if you read it elaborately, you will understand that even if your blood sugar is around 250 or less than that without medicine, that is fantastic, need not to worry at all, right? Thank you. So, in spite of this guideline, which is an official guideline by any standard, even then you see here, nobody is following this guideline, because this guideline is not profitable. So, unless it is profitable, nobody is going to follow it. So, but here we are for a change. That's why we are here. You are here, I am here for a change beyond profits. So here, thank you friends, thank you. Nowadays, one more disease has come up, where diabetes people are having diabetes, but blood sugar is normal. Isn't it amazing? Anytime you check the blood sugar, most of the people, they're crazy about, I want blood sugar 100. Even if I die, I want blood sugar 100. So they keep on taking medication. And now a situation has come when many patients I have seen, their blood sugar is near 100 always, all the time. Whatever they eat, they don't take medicine for diabetes also, blood sugar remain 100. Good? Right? Taking medicine. Hello? Yeah, without taking medicine, the blood sugar remain 100 all the time. But they have all the symptoms of diabetes. Excessive thirst, urination throughout the day, in a day 15 to 20 liters of urine, and all the discomforts. So this is a new category of diabetes called diabetes insipid, right? A new category of diabetes, where your blood sugar remains normal, but you have all the symptoms of a diabetes patient. So what you will do? You became diabetes resistant, right? So the medicine stopped working. Your body has changed its way. Your body's mechanism has changed, your microbe has changed, and that's why those medicine which seems to be effective few years back, now it is no more effective. And that is what the Lancet, New England Journal of Medicine, British Medical Journal, together they coined one name, and the name is End of Modern Medicine. Right? So, thank you. 9th of January 2018, my own. They only gave it, I just picked it up from there. Right? So I could not get time to reply them. Maybe after this, this 3 days, I will reply. Hello? Hello? Yeah, so, am I audible? Hello? So here one more microbe I'm talking about. This is another microbe, one last example about the microbe. There are many, 500 varieties of microbe. Each one of them, if we take 1 minute, it will take about 500 minutes, which I don't want to cut short, but I want to give you a brief idea of what are microbes and how it contributes to your body. So I'm giving 2-3 examples. And one of the examples is viridans streptococci. A kind of microbe in 1990s was known to cause heart valve disease. Because it was found in 1990, all the patients, those who were suffering from heart valve disease, they have one thing in common. In their heart valve, they found this bacteria. So they could connect that if you have this bacteria in your mouth, from mouth it will slip to the heart somewhere, and that will cause heart valve disease. So what is the solution? Kill it. Finish it off. And it took about a decade's time to clear it, to kill it. And now what happens when they found that the people with very less this bacteria in the stomach, this means the resistant bacteria, it is in more quantity, and the resistant bacteria is famously known as GAS, G-A-S, Group A strep, right, the short form. This less in your mouth, this is more in your mouth. This is more in your mouth, more you'll suffer from immunity dysfunction, skin disease, autoimmune disease, right? All kind of illness. As you can see, the list is incomplete list, only the amount of numbers of disease which can fit in this slide, but there are many more illness which can cause if you try to kill this viridins, which we try to do through antiseptic mouthwash kind of things. So killing this is not going to be a solution. That is very clear, not only with us. For last, now it is more than 7-8 years, the modern medicine has understood that human being by now has almost become resistant to the medicine. This means the solution has to be beyond this. Beyond this. But the problem with the pharmaceutical company is they will try to find a solution which has to be profitable. So they found a solution. So today I'm going to share one solution which is, I think, profitable also. And if you like, you can practice it. Right? I'm going to train you for that. But I think it is beneficial also. Anything which is beneficial and profitable, should you practice or not? Yeah, right? Okay. There are a few people who are clapping, right? But let me, but it needs a lot of determination also to practice. It's easy to say I'll practice, but when it takes a little bit hard work, then let's see how many people clap. Okay, so you remember those who clapped? All your neighbors, just, and let me explain. And again, I will check whether they are still ready or not, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about the solution.